Hi, second graders, and welcome to Lesson 8 of EL. Today, we're going to be reading A Place for Bats again and talking about why bats are important. Let's remember our Unit 2 guiding questions. What dangers do pollinators face? What harmful things do pollinators have to deal with? Our other question is, why should people protect pollinators? Why should people try to keep pollinators safe? We can determine why bats are important to plants and animals by reading sections of A Place for Bats. That means we can figure out why bats are needed by plants and animals by reading parts of A Place for Bats. Remember, when we read non-fiction texts like this, we do not have to read the entire book, just the parts that are important to what we want to know. First, we're going to listen for why bats are important to plants. When too many bats die, other living things may also have trouble surviving. That's why it's so important to protect bats and the places where they live. That didn't really give me a lot of information about why bats are important to plants. I wonder if there's somewhere else on this page I could find it. Oh, I know! I gotta look at my heading right here. Plants need bats. I bet I'll find some good information. In warm parts of the world, some bats sip sugary nectar from flowers. As they drink, the bats spread pollen from one flower to another. The plants use material in the pollen to make fruit with new seeds inside. Other bats eat fruit. When the bats release their waste, seeds land on the ground. If the soil is rich and moist, the seeds will grow into new plants. Bananas, peaches, avocados, dates, figs, and mangoes all depend on bats to spread their pollen and carry their seeds to new places. One reason I heard for why bats are very important to plants is that they drink nectar and they spread pollen. They're pollinators! I'm going to read this section one more time, and I want you to see if you can figure out another reason bats are important to plants. I'm going to read just this one paragraph right here. Other bats eat fruits. When the bats release their wastes, seeds land on the ground. That means when they go to the bathroom, the seeds land on the ground. If the soil is rich and moist, if it has a lot of water, the seeds will grow into new plants. Bananas, peaches, avocados, dates, figs, and mangoes all depend on bats to spread their pollen and to carry their seeds to new places. What is another reason bats are important to plants? Another reason bats are important to plants is because they spread fruit seeds in their waste. That means they eat the fruit and they poop out the seeds. This time, listen for why bats are important to animals. I wonder where on this page I might find that information. Oh, I got it! Right here. Other animals need bats. Reading those headings really helps us out. Bats are an important part of the food chain. Hungry snakes, raccoons, opossums, skunks, and weasels sometimes prey on bats sleeping in trees. Hawks and owls can catch bats as they fly through the air. If too many bats disappear, their predators will have to work harder to find food. One reason I heard was that bats are prey. That means that they are food for other animals. What animals prey on bats? That means what animals hunt and eat bats. Listen closely. Bats are an important part of the food chain. Hungry snakes, raccoons, opossums, Skunks and weasels sometimes prey on bats sleeping in trees. Hawks and owls can catch bats as they fly through the air. If too many bats disappear, their predators will have to work harder to find food. What animals prey on bats? Bats are prey for snakes, raccoons, weasels, hawks, and owls. Snakes and raccoons eat the bats when they're sleeping in the trees, when they're hanging upside down, and hawks and owls grab the bats out of the air and eat them. I wonder what might happen to those snakes, those raccoons, weasels, all those animals if bats don't exist anymore. What's going to happen to them? If bats die, those poor animals might not have enough to eat, so it's very important that we protect them. All right, second graders, now go back to Google Classroom and complete why bats are important. Make sure to click on the little symbol to hear the directions.